So Virgo, this week from Le Vampire, you pulled jealousy, envy, punishment, and changing course. And then from Chakra Wisdom, you pulled destiny. Now, jealousy for me is one of those cards where I'm like, ugh, I don't like seeing it. It's not talking about you being jealous of other people. It's about other people being jealous of you and trying to make you feel like shit for it. The blessing here is saying that you are beyond their judgment. Their words are false. You need never live up to them. You are trustworthy and a beautiful soul. And then working with this card talks about how you can rise above this and be true to yourself. Live through example. Be strong. This time will pass. Remind yourself and others that those who speak ill of all in their turn. None shall escape their turn. And when you look at that with destiny, there is a part here where there is a willingness to like sacrifice something in order to gain what you are desiring. And I really do think that what the sacrifice needs to be is the people who would want to make you feel bad. The inspiration for this card says, take a risk. Dare to have life the way you decide. Are you willing to make sacrifices to have what you desire? The personal question says, what tools do I need to form my own destiny? Am I ready for my destiny? The key ideas are true love, taking a stand, positive omen, radical thinking, deep satisfaction, and the ability to change. I think what needs to change and what some of you may need to sacrifice here is getting rid of people who would try to make you feel bad, because I don't like the energy around that card. To me, it's saying that you have people around you that... All right, Virgo, here we go. Here's the energy coming through. Nice, nice. Yes. Beautiful, beautiful signifier, the Magician. To me, this represents the thought, right? Everything that's ever been created has started with a thought. This is you pulling from the mind of God. And it's saying that you have the skills and the tools to manifest whatever the hell you want. And it's perfect. It's perfect. And in the past, the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is one of those cards where, you know, the first question is you know, who's sneaking around here, right? It's sketchy behavior. It's sneaky shit. You know, the other thing, though, too, is that for some of you, this could just be a situation where, you know, you're not really revealing the way you feel, what your plans are. You know, there's the other feeling, too, of like taking with you what you can and getting the fuck out of Dodge. But, you know, I have to wonder here if you're not, you know, planning something a little bit bigger and a little bit better, but you're just not wanting to talk about it. Maybe you've got something in the works here that you're not like truly wanting people to see. Now, on the other hand, things may be changing here for you with the Magician because of people acting sketchy. Oh, so in the present, the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords immediately to me, you know, it is needing to take a break. It's the recuperation, right? And then there's also the reflection and the meditation that's happening here too. Reflecting on past actions. So for some of you, you may be looking at the past going, you know, maybe the plans that I had just aren't right. Maybe I need to rethink this. You know, and I feel that way because of the Magician. It's like looking at your past plans and what you were planning on acting on and going, nah, that's not quite right. You know, and some of you are really doing some thinking here between the Seven of Swords and the Four of Swords. And that worries me because Virgos tend to think too much as it is. You stop that, right? I love you to death, but damn it, you know, you have a tendency to think negatively about yourself. Outwardly, you're totally different. Super friendly. You have such great practical advice, but inwardly, you overanalyze everything. You need to not do that. You know, and looking at the Magician, though, I feel good about it with the Four of Swords. I think that you're thinking about not so much having to deal with bullshit, but thinking about what you need to do to start manifesting the things that you want instead. Future conditions, the Chariot, nice, nice. So getting control over the way that you're thinking and what you're desiring, absolutely. Getting everything moving in the same direction and using your willpower here and getting some momentum forward. And it's good. It's good. It's better than you sitting back and thinking too much about shit, which is not good. But I feel like in future conditions, you really get control over what is going on with you and your thoughts. Oh, your best path to follow, the Emperor. Order and control out of chaos. Getting your shit together, right? I get the feeling here that a lot of you need to come out of this, like, it almost has the feeling of the Hermit. It does with the Four Swords, right? Like, I don't feel like you're looking inward as far as needing to find enlightenment or finding some spiritual answers or some understanding here. I think that you're in like this solitude, and it's not like it's a bad thing. I just think that you're really thinking about things in a different way here, looking at the Magician, the Chariot, and the Emperor. I mean, for crying out loud, right? You're looking at getting your life back together, basically looking at this. Not just getting your life back together, but getting control over what is going on with you internally as well. And it's a good feeling. But it's coming out of some difficulties here with the Seven of Swords. And again, it could have to do with somebody being sketchy and sneaky, or it could be just that you had some plans that maybe didn't work out. But things are definitely changing, and I do think that Spirit is trying to say with the Emperor that now is the time for you to sit on that throne and get your shit together and start manifesting shit. Hell yeah. I have a coffee cup. I gotta show this to you guys because this is immediately what I thought. All right, it's sitting on that throne. My sister bought this for me. It says, today I'm going to manifest some cool ass shit. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And this is what you guys need to be doing right now. Oh, in your environment, the King of Cups. Now, definitely emotional wisdom. And with the Chariot, absolutely. But for some of you, you may be dealing with a water sign. You got Cancer sitting there. And I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at you possibly getting a little bit more control over what you want. And now, in the present moment here, you're doing some thinking, right? And it's more internal. It's you getting control over yourself, absolutely. But, what is it that you're wanting to manifest here with possibly a person? And then the other part of it, too, is definitely getting control over your emotions. But, when the Emperor shows up, I feel like a person as well. But because it's in this position, to me, it's talking about manifesting that cool-ass shit, right? But here you have the King of Cups in your environment. Who's that, right? Who is that? But the energy shifts. Where maybe, for some of you, you weren't really, I don't think you were clear on how you felt. And I do think that you do get clarity here because you pull out of this with the Chariot, And what is it that you're manifesting? Your hopes and your fears, the Seven of Wands. Seeing this in this position, especially with you being in this like silence, this to me is saying that you hoping to have the ability to start using your voice, right? The Seven of Wands is one of those cards where, right, it's fighting off, opposing viewpoints and people who are, trying to go against what you are saying. And it's saying that you have the higher ground here, right? But it is about using your voice. And the other thing for me in this card has always been that I'm not taking any more shit card. This is how I feel. This is where I stand. This is what I think. End of story. And I think that a lot of you are hoping to come out of this like silence, like screaming screaming to the universe what it is that you want. The other thing though too is if you have a person in your environment, right? Because look at him, he's like, right, there's the offering, and here's the kicker. There's the crab, and there's Cancer. What's up? Right? What's up? But I feel like if you have somebody in your environment, there's a part of you that is working on you. And if they come in with like a, hey, you're like, wait a minute, because I am not dealing with the shit that I've dealt with in the past. Oh, hell no. That's kind of the feeling that I have around it. But I do think that you're doing a lot of work on you first. Oh, shit. The Prince of Wands. So, the Prince of Wands or the Knight of Wands, right? Definitely, this could have to do with a fire sign because you have Aries. You have Aries and Cancer, front and center. But the other thing is I see Leo, too. So, here's the thing, though. When you're looking at the Prince of Wands and you're looking at it in terms of, messages, the messengers, right? The pages and the knights. This is talking about you tapping into a different energy where there is some fire and there is some passion and excitement. And you're going after it. You are going after it. I do feel like that's the energy around you. But then the other thing too is I feel like for some of you, man, there is some traveling going on. Looking at the Chariot and the Prince of Wands. Because to me, when I look at this card, I think of somebody who is traveling. They're traveling to go do things that are exciting, experiencing new things and following their passions wherever they lead. And then you have this momentum happening here and you have the Magician in the middle, manifesting that cool ass shit, right? Now, for some of you, and just because I'm seeing this King here, I feel like it needs to be mentioned, the whirlwind romance. That is what I see when I see the Knight of Wands. Like, right, but you don't have a lot of relationship stuff going on here. This could definitely be just a situation where you're getting control over your emotions. Absolutely, with Cancer showing up twice. But because he's here, I feel like for some of you, you have somebody in your environment, but you've got other shit going on. But you get to a point where you break the silence. You break the silence and you're using your voice and you're after it. You are after it. Whether it's a person or some, control over your emotions and the way that you're thinking, there is a serious feeling of control here. But ultimately, it's getting control over what is happening with you internally so that you can start manifesting, right? Because you're thinking big here with the Magician, absolutely. And you're after it. I mean, yeah, you're after it. It could have, it definitely, it could have to do with, and I'm seeing Cancer and I'm seeing Aries, but then I also see Leo. And I think a lot of you may have just been in this position where you're like, meh, like, I don't know how into this I am. But then, again, you get to the point where you start breaking the silence. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep. So back to the manifesting some cool ass shit. When you're looking at the third eye and the Magician, hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's exactly what's happening here. But you need to trust. You need to trust in the universe and trust in your ability to see the truth with your third eye. Right? Let that third eye open and see it, see what you want, see it so that you can manifest it, right? See your truth. Beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it when the third eye shows up. I don't think that this is blocked for you at all, at all. I think that you are seeing your own truth, but trust. You have to have trust in the universe and trust in your ability to manifest that cool ass shit. Hell yeah. Have patience. Love is patient and kind always. And for a lot of you, it could just be, needing to have patience through, this meditative spot here when it comes to what is it that you're visualizing, right? But having patience within relationships, having patience with people who, may be trying to express their feelings to you as well. And then you are limitless. Fucking right. Hell yeah. Recognize this truth. Hell yeah. You can do anything you choose to do. I don't need to say anything else. This reading is perfect, and I think all the Virgos out there need to go ahead and go and get this coffee cup because this is you. This is you. I am manifesting some cool ass shit. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's perfect. And definitely, Virgo, I do feel like you get to the point here where you are on fire and you're after it. You are going after the things that you want. Absolutely. All right, Virgo. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I love it. I love the energy that's happening around here. Hell yeah. Manifest some cool ass shit. I'm telling you, you come in with a rough energy looking at the Seven of Swords. And for some of you, it may be dealing with somebody who was being sketchy. And I think you already know about that. The other thing, too, is, here you're not really revealing your emotions. And maybe you get to a point where you get control over that. Either way, the energy that's going on around here is like, it's amazing seeing the transformation that happens within you. Because here, you're thinking about shit too much, right? But you get to a point where it's like you understand through that meditation that there is a need to get some order and some control, not only with what is going on in your life, but what is going on with you internally. And hell yeah, hell yeah. And with the power of the Magician, seeing the third eye, looking at You Are Limitless, I mean, I could go on and on about how great this fucking reading is because this is amazing. It is amazing. I love it. The energy around it, I just want to, stay in it. But I do think that you get to a point here where you break the silence and you start using your voice. And you're like, damn it, this is what I want, and I'm going to start doing this. And truth and trust, truth, right? Recognize this truth. You are limitless. Open up that fucking third eye and start manifesting the things that you want. It's beautiful. I love it. And, despite the fact that you pulled jealousy, I think that maybe for some of you, this is going to be an energy that you might have to deal with coming out of this, which is understandable because, again, you are manifesting some cool ass shit, right? But I do think that destiny is saying that, you are definitely creating your own destiny. It's just that when it comes to needing to sacrifice something, it's going to be this. This is not an energy that you want to keep around you. And if people are going to be acting that way, then they don't deserve to be around your beautiful energy. This reading is, it's one of those ones where I don't think I'll ever forget because I love the energy around it. It made me pull out my coffee cup, damn it. But I do think you get to a point where you're after it. You are after it. And some of you definitely may be doing some traveling here, especially with the Magician being the signifier, right? You're thinking big here. You're moving forward and you're going after your passions. And hell yeah, I love it, Virgo. I think that this week is definitely the week to start tapping into the third eye. Start visualizing what you want and start manifesting it.